Yeah.
Um, I think we're live.
We
Hello,
are, we are,
everybody.
we are.
Happy Halloween. My hat is actually even crooked. I had the jacket on, but it then I fade away into the background.
Oh.
So, it is Friday night and it is Halloween. It is 12:02. Um, we are actually Julie lists at the moment. We never know what, if maybe her situation will change. We'll see, because it might. Suzanne, we have Roz isn't here either. We just have Suzanne. And yeah, there we go. Um, how was your Halloween today?
I worked for a little while, and then my neighbors invited me up to um partake in their traditions. And Maine or Massachusetts, they went one time and they served clam chowder mixed with chili.
Whoa,
And I was like, it sounded horrible, but
sounds
I'm
horrible.
gonna try it because that's what and they said, if you don't like it, you just have one or the other. And it really it
It
really
was
does go
good.
together. It was crazy.
Surprising,
Yeah.
a surprising combination that works.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
And so it was kind of great because then I got to go to the door and have trick-or-treaters because I don't have an accessible door to the street. So that was pretty fun. So I got to go up and I got to hang out with the puppy. So,
Yeah,
well, she's almost 10, but
zero. I had zero trick or treaters today.
really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
that's kind of crazy. Um, I was maybe
Did,
going to go to the Halloween party, but I really wasn't feeling up to it, and I knew I would have to rush back, and I was just like, I just told Rocco I wasn't going to go.
yeah.
It's been nasty here today. Maybe that's why there was no trick or treaters.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys have trunk or treats out there where you are?
Um, I think the
Trunk or
schools
treating?
do it.
Oh,
Yeah, and my one of my friends is a vice principal in like a grade school, and they did the trunk or treat, and they gave her like the toothpaste and the like dental floss. She was like, that was last year. She was just like, but why can't I get the like treats, And they're
yeah.
like, well, so funny, right? The
I
things
did
that
that one year. I had little grab bags when I was still married and my son was still kind of little. And I put together all these little cellophane bags, like you'd give
yeah,
your kids when they have birthday parties.
yeah.
I filled them up with everything, and there was not anything candy in them because I'm like, they get all kinds of candy. So I put in little toys and a pencil and stuff. And then the
Mm.
next year, I went through and I had I was like, man, I almost didn't have enough because I had so many trick-or-treaters. So it was like run in there and open the case of popcorn, and I started handing out, microwave bags of popcorn
Oh
because
my God,
I
that's
ran out of treats.
amazing.
So the next year I'm like, well, goodness gracious, if I need to purchase, if I did what I did last year and added another 30 something to it, I'm like, holy cow. So I did that. I did the toothbrush and and dental floss thing because you
But
could
the
get cases of them for better prices and, why
yeah, then
not?
candy, then chocolate.
Yeah, you're getting all the candy, so now go clean your teeth.
The the lady from the real estate, we were making bags for like all the kids, and she had tattoos and the fake teeth and candy,
Oh.
and she had stickers, and she had some
Uh,
really good things. She really did it up, and potato chips and candy, and like wow, you're like the
oh.
greatest mom ever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you remember? Well, I shouldn't say do you remember. Did you when you were growing up too have like those little the the vampire teeth, but they
Yeah,
were wax and you could
yeah,
chew on them forever like they were gum?
yeah.
Yeah. And then the little bottles with sodas or something inside
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them,
Oh,
they were
yeah,
wax, so you
you
could
bite
chew
it
on
off.
those
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my mother, when we were younger, we lived in Howard Beach, and there was some kind of like crazy story going around that somebody was giving away apples and they were putting razor blades in the
Mm.
apples, and so it like really put a damper on everything. So my mother, gave us a choice. We could go to the toy store and buy a toy or go trick or treating. And
Mm.
whatever treat she got for people, we were able to have. And then another year, they were like, the real story behind trick or treat was like you had to do a trick and then they would give you a treat. So me and my friends, we,
Oh,
we were like in seventh grade or something. We were doing gymnastics for everybody. We got very exhausted very fast.
no. I always thought that or trick-or-treating came from when the Irish came over and they didn't have anything, so they went knocking on doors to get food, and that's
Oh,
how, and yeah, something like that. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun to
find
find
out,
out
right?
all the stories that go with what Halloween is.
Lana was saying to me one day that when she was back home in Russia, it's like absolutely like totally acceptable. Like you just go to your neighbor if you're hungry and you don't have food, and you just be like, I'm hungry, and they're like, oh, here you go. And
Wow.
her car, I think her car was disabled or something. She had like an accident, and she was just like, I missed being able to do that. And I'm like, really? Like, and she's like, oh, everybody did it. Like when you were younger and you were children, wherever the kids would go to like somebody's house and just be like, it's
Hmm.
interesting, like different cultures.
Yeah, so they really take care of each other, it sounds like. We just
Yeah. And they probably have a lot less than us. And, people that have less always seem to,
have a
like I said
greater
to,
appreciation, huh?
I said to G. Murray, they had a custom table made because they had 9 kids and 2 adults.
Oh,
So they
wow.
had like
Yeah.
almost like a picnic table in their kitchen.
Yeah.
And I said, like, if I wanted to invite somebody over, like, I had to make sure I had to do this, I had, like jump through hoops, because like there was only two of us. And, like if I wanted to invite somebody over, it was something. And they were always just like, oh yeah, come on, like, yeah, and bring your friends too. It's like
Wow.
they just totally, would embrace it.
Huh.
Oh, so yeah, Julie's not feeling good today, so we all got to send her some good vibes that she feels better.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes when she gets overloaded with work and then she just works a zillion hours and stays up and gets no sleep, and then it catches up to her, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta
So
be, yeah, that can't make your body feel very happy, huh?
yeah, so I'm gonna give you like the synopsis of what happened today, and I think it's very odd and interesting. Oh, I thought we got another message, but we didn't. Um, so we were talking about my mom, we were talking about all that stuff, and then I remembered that I told that psychic lady that I was, my mother said that I need to write a book or I need to speak, I need to do, right? And I'm doing all these things and like nothing's really clicking. And then I said to my sister this morning, I said, Lynn, how long ago did I write that book that like, we didn't finish proofing and we didn't like put it out? And she's just like, I don't know, wasn't that really actually that long ago? I think it was like May or June. So I looked back and I started reading the book and it's absolutely amazing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So I sent a copy to Linda, I sent a copy to Jean Marie, and I asked them to proof it. And then I was going over it, and there was some details that were like not right, like they're not in the right order. So I was fixing
Oh,
it. And when I went to that psychic, I told you that I was wearing my dad's shirt, and then she's my mom said to me, "Well, why don't you wear my ring?" And then she said, "Are you afraid you're gonna lose it?" Or like really like sarcastically. And I'm like, no, why would I be afraid to lose it? And then the second thought that I had was, it doesn't fit. So, you know, I have to wear it like on my pinky and it scares me because like, how like rings don't like stay on your pinky. So
yeah.
this afternoon I was having like a little bit of allergies, which I still have. And I went in and I got medicine. So my medicine cabinet was put in incorrectly. So it opens from the opposite side than you would think it opens.
Oh,
And so it's like a trick. So nobody knows it opens. It just looks like a flat mirror because it's like embedded in the wall.
oh, that's cool.
And so like I can put anything in there that I want to be sure that it's safe and nobody's going to steal it. Because like I mean, like I don't even think like anybody that's ever cleaned my house knows that that's a medicine cabinet. You know, it's because it's
Wow.
recessed, right? So
Yeah.
I'm opening that up to see if that's where the medicine is, and my mom's ring is in there. So I'm like, oh, like, oh, and I'm like, wow, it's really big for my pinky. It now fits on my hand.
Yeah. Look at that.
So I called Linda. I go, Lynn, I said, Mom's ring fits me. She goes, well, it always fit you. And I go, no, it didn't fit on my ring finger. It fit on my, but she used to wear it here
Oh,
and it doesn't fit me there, but it fits.
that's cool. That's exciting.
So I'm just gonna wear it, and I mean, like it fits everywhere. I mean, I think that it's like crazy. It fits. It's
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
so.
That's
Um,
great.
so that was making me feel like, oh, okay. So then I went back to the book. I re-edited the book. I updated like some of the things that I didn't think were in the right order. Um, and then like that inspired thought thing, I'm just like, wow, this would make a great TEDx like talk.
Oh, huh.
All right. And then I'm like, would this make a good TEDx talk? And like, of course, ChatGPT is like, of course it would make a great TEDx talk, you know. And then I'm like looking to see when the next TEDx talk is here. And it's like February.
Mm.
Um, and you can apply for it, or somebody could get like, do a submission. Um, I just thought that's like really crazy that in one day I got like all this stuff done. Just didn't even make sense almost.
Because your mom showed up.
Yeah, right. Because my mom showed up, but I didn't really do any of it, right? So
No, she pushes you. She
yeah,
gives you that nudge. Yeah.
so I
Mhm.
could just let me see if I could just give you like a little bit of the talk, right? Okay, so what if grief is a choice? Grief versus happily ever after. Um, okay, walk this sentence. Okay, on the day my mother died, I was surrounded by butterflies. Not one or two, a swarm of them. Delicate little butterflies dancing around me and my friends as we walked out of the church where we had a little candle lighting ceremony for her. Um, they emerged as if from nowhere, brushing against our skin, dancing and circling us, and it felt like the warmest embrace of love and peace that I've ever felt in my life. In that moment, I had a choice. I could dismiss it as a coincidence, a quirk of nature, a trick on my grieving mind, or desperate that I was desperate for comfort. Or I could recognize the message as an undeniable sign that my mother, who has passed just hours before, was with us, celebrating, loving us, and letting us know she was okay.
I love that.
Isn't that good?
That's amazing. Yeah, that just feels good. Yeah, it makes you want to turn the page and read more.
Yeah, that's from like the talk, and it's so amazing. It's like I say, it says everything that I want to say. Like everybody, when somebody dies, you're immediately like bombarded with, you know, oh, so sorry for your loss. And how many people say that to you? And you just keep taking that in and taking that in. And
Mm.
you'll never be the same. Oh, there's nothing like losing the loss of your mother. And I'm like, I didn't lose my mother. I know exactly where she is. Believe me, I know exactly where she is. And and it's so funny because all the stories I tell when we're on here about the camp, about the butterflies, about everything. I wrote that like months ago, and it's incredible how easy it is to put it together. So Julie had said to me about this a Long Island medium, and I told her that we were going to see her. So
Uh-huh.
I had felt before we made the plans to go see her that she was going to pick us and she was going to know that I wrote the book. And so
Oh.
I wanted to have the book finished before then. So I was like, Lynn, I wanted to get this finished. And I can get it done like quick. Like, I mean, it's December 3rd. I have a month, you know? So I got to get my behind moving and get it up and on the board. So I mean, I self-published like that other little workbook that I did. So and plus I used to do a newspaper every week. So it's like just the same thing
Oh,
as
so
doing a
it's second
newspaper.
nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it hard to self-publish books?
No.
No?
Now, whether people buy it or not, that's the whole advertising part of it.
Yeah.
To self-publish a KPS is an Amazon like affiliate type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And there's like guides that you have to just go by, and then you like put it up to Amazon. And the way you like release it, like if you pick a date that you're releasing it in the future, and you get people to pre-order it and get like the free download and whatnot, um, that helps you get to a higher level. Depends on what
Oh.
category you pick, and yeah, there's like little tricks to making it succeed. If you had like an audience and you pre-ordered, people put their order in when it opens up. I mean, it's going to make it bounce up, and then it'll be higher in the rankings, you
Nice.
know. But I think grief is a choice, and I didn't really want to use grief in the name, and maybe I'll change that. But for the TED Talk, I think that's definitely the case. It's like people make a conscious decision that I'm going to grieve this person, and then that closes the door to that thin veil that's there that.
Yeah. Well, and it's a paradigm
Yeah, it
that
is.
we've been taught forever. I mean, in some religions that they do this, they do this, they do this because you're supposed to grieve. So yeah, so I like that though, that it's a choice because it's true. When my dad died, I was just like I was in denial and he was right in front of me, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, this just can't happen because in my head he was living forever because he had told me something once before that I had this impression that I was moving back to California in my 70s to care for my dad and my uncle in their 90s because they were going to be off their rockers.
Right.
And and they both left, with like within 6 months of each other.
Wow.
And so I was like, I got really mad and I yelled at my grandma. I'm like, why do you have to be so selfish and take them both at the same time? And then everybody was saying, gosh, I love my friend, I miss my friend. And I was I noticed that there weren't a lot of people saying um that they felt bad, you know.
Right.
They were like, I'm sorry because I'm sorry because, I miss my friend, but it was more in love than it was, oh my gosh, they're not here, they're not coming back. So, and I think that I I needed to grasp that because I was just like going, this really sucks. And
Yeah.
I'm not close to any family. I have
I
I have
I
other
think
than
that
my son.
it's a conditioned response, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're disrespectful if you don't say, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss," right? I,
Yeah.
those words aren't going to come out of my mouth because I don't think you have a loss. But
Yeah.
everybody's looking on. If if there is somebody that's in a nonverbal state and they're in a certain way, and people are like all looking at that person, and like somebody sees them as peaceful, somebody sees them as grieving, somebody sees them as whatever, they're putting their energy on that person. So if
Mm.
like I went over there and said, oh, they're meditating, oh, and they go, oh, I thought they were grieving, right? But if I said,
Oh,
oh, they're grieving, we'd all be like, oh, like, right, like you sink down into your energy, and you would give that person more, more
more yuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
more yuck, right?
Yeah.
And then it'd be interesting if they were grieving and I said they were meditating, how they would respond to the energy that they received.
Oh,
I-
that would be an interesting exercise
right. Like,
or
and I go,
experiment. Yeah.
I, I have a lot of friends in different groups and stuff. And sometimes somebody in the group will be having an issue, whatever it may be, a health issue, a work issue. And then people will be like, "Oh, that person's having that issue," and like they're owning it. Not that they're owning it, but they're also like amplifying it. And
Mm,
here I am from the world of you know don't even accept whatever it is they tell you when you get like some kind of
mm.
you know disease or something, and I'm just like, oh, everybody's seeing that person dead already. Like, oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
like we have to see them healthy. We have to see them
Yeah.
walking out of here. We have to see them, getting their strength back. And, I was always told that, like, don't tell anybody that can't see your recovery that you have something
Oh.
because they're going to put that on you.
Mm,
I was telling Jean Marie before that there is on Facebook some group from the UK that is doing a free NLP course
mm.
over like a couple of weeks, and it's like probably like a $3,000 thing. And I anybody that wants to just even know a little bit about the neuro linguistic programming, they should definitely take the course. If you get anything out of it, it's free is free, right? Like it's just your time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is possible that like sometimes you sign up for these things and then you could rewatch them as long as you signed up. Um, yeah. So
Yeah. Be really good.
so I've been pondering this whole thing all day today, and like when somebody we love dies, people think they're gone permanently, completely. The relationship ends. And what's left for us is grief, heavy, debilitating, endless grief. We're told to move on or let go or find closure, as love is something that can be closed like a book. It's not. As if the connection somehow dies when the body dies. Maybe if you knew this landscape, maybe if you were standing in it right now, and it feels like you're standing on the edge of an ocean, like the vast expanding mirror, blah, 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 right? So, what if the ocean isn't the end, but it's the passage? What if the death isn't final goodbye, but maybe there's a change in the presence? What if the relationship doesn't have to end and it could just transform? That's like the whole thing that like my mother taught me, that it does transform, it just changes. It's not like in today's world where I think the veil is like thinner than it's ever been because we do have communication with people more so than we ever did in a distant fashion, right? So
Yeah.
like you used to be able to make a long distance phone call if somebody lived in California, right? But now you could just like FaceTime them and everything. So it was far and few between. So like when my grandfather passed away, it was like, oh, it's sort of he was like phased out like of my life because I didn't like really talk to him that much.
Oh,
Now, so not forgotten, but just like it eased out, like right because he was grandparents are supposed to pass before you anyway, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
now it's like if you just feel like they're just on the other side and you're like talking to them, I feel like that you can feel their presence. It does. I don't think people really die. I feel like they're just bodies just
Yeah.
are gone.
Somebody told me they were like, you realize your dad can help you more now being there than he could here, even though you could pick up a phone or, drive a gazillion hours to go see him or get on a plane, but he can actually help me more now. Now I was like, hmm. And so then it made me really want to lean in and listen for whispers. And then I found myself just walking around. Like if I couldn't find something, I'd just say, "Hey,
My
Dad."
dad.
So
Yeah.
I just walked around for, oh, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 months, just literally talking to my dad, to
Yeah.
have him help me with, even silly stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I did fail him. And so, it's like I was telling my mom one day, I'm like, I get so frustrated when, I like to organize things, but then I th think of other ways that could be organized better, and then I do it, and then I don't know where anything
Oh
is.
my God. Like
And
my
so,
pills the
yeah, and
other
so
day.
then I walk around until I'm, ready to pull my hair out. And instead of getting that point and just sitting down and giving up, I was just like, okay, Dad. And I just stop.
Yeah.
And I usually get turned around and, and so
Yeah.
yeah, so it's
It,
a
so my
much
mom always
different
used to,
way than I've ever processed anything before, but it sure feels a lot better.
so like that other lady that was on last night, she was saying she has like a spirit guide. So my mom would always talk to her guides and she would always be like, "Oh, find me a spot," like with the parking spots. So
hmm
like I just ask my mother for a spot all the time. I can go anywhere and get a parking spot. So my girlfriend was at an event in Manhattan, like on a Sunday. There's parking on either side of the street. And I'm like, well, I'll just go get my car. Like, I'll take the train home. Like, I don't want you to have to go on the train. I'll go on the train. I'll pick you up. You go to the show, do the second day of the show. I'll drive. I'll get there. And she's just like, okay, I'll wait like in the lobby so you can just like call me and I can run out. Right. So then, like, I pop in. I'm like in the lobby because I have to like use the ladies' room. And she's like, "Oh, I told you I would come out." I said, "Yeah, I have to go to the bathroom." She goes, "You got a spot?" I'm like, "Yeah, right outside."
And not just right out there, like
Like front,
front and
like
center.
to the right a little, like
Yeah,
like the
that's too
first
funny.
spot. And she's like, "Get out of here." And she's the one that she was one of the people that were with me when we went to light the candles in the church and the music
Oh,
played. And she can be places and the butterflies come and she's just like, "Your mom was here
oh,
today."
oh, I love that.
Yeah. She has
Yeah.
a doodle, like some it's a golden doodle, but she's white. She's really, really cute. And she was running around chasing the butterflies in this beautiful um like landscaped area. It was by her sister's house. I don't know what state it was or where it was, but it was just gorgeous, like green grass for like all you could see,
Wow.
and this beautiful puppy dog dancing around.
Oh,
So cute.
oh,
Oh, I wonder if Julie's watching.
I don't know.
I don't know. If she feels really bad, she's probably not.
Yeah.
She'll have to get the replay. I don't know. So, have you thought any more about your branding and what you wanted to change, and how's that feeling for you?
Yeah, I've been working on it and like writing down this, writing down that. So I'm like been stopping to dive deeper within myself. It's like what have I been doing the last little bit to get where I'm at today, and putting it on paper so I can actually see it. And that's assisting a lot with what I want to see. And then I'll write a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'll take a picture of it and give it to my guy. And because
Yeah.
I just found out that he can read my pictures too.
Yes, you can.
And so I sent them, and I'd be like, what do you think about this? And sometimes he's like, well, I like this part. This part,
Right.
let me change this around a little bit so it's like in order.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. But the thing I was noticing is that on some of the things that were where I got really vulnerable, when I put it in there, he told me, he's like, "Yes, this is you." And I was like, "Oh, well, yay, he's listening." Because I get upset with him, and I did that the other day, and I was like, for some reason, I don't know how we ended up on another feed. I don't know if like you can only get so much into one and then it goes to the next one, and I'm like, if you can't go back and go through all this stuff that we've been working on for all these months, then I'm wasting my money on you. I said, I pay money for you every single month.
Right. The other thing is that you can ask them to put it in folders and make it more easily
Oh,
accessible. And then
okay.
those folders, then you have the folders. And the other thing is that you can tell it to learn, like, learn, and you can just be like reminding them that it happens all the time with the characters with me.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
all of a sudden I'm like, oh, put Oma with, Denny and like them outside in the grass sitting cross-legged. Then all of a sudden like, this old lady shows up as Linda, it's like, no, that's not Oma. That's some old lady. Looks more like me
Where
than
did that
Linda.
come from?
And she go, yeah, like the time with the Woody dog, and they put Woody from the Pixar film. I'm
Oh,
like,
oh.
no, not that Woody. Woody. Jesus. They
Huh.
got the dog at Woodstock. When they went to pick him up, he was adopted, and they got him from Woodstock, New
Oh,
York. So they call him Woody.
oh, that's cute. I
His
like
name is
that.
really Woodstock, I think.
I like that. That's really cute.
Yeah, that's cute. He's a crazy dog. He's like literally like puts like three toys in his mouth at once, and then like he's like, you could throw him another one, and he's like, okay, I get that too. I'll get that too. He's like a real fun fetchy dog. My dogs, these dogs don't fetch. I used to have Prince, and you could tell him what toy to get from the toy box, and he would actually bring back the right toy. So like he had like a vocabulary. We'd be like, bring back the boy, bring back the ball. Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah,
really, really
until he
cool.
couldn't hear anymore, and then it was toast. Then it was toast.
Huh.
So, uh, so what
Are
are the?
you on TikTok today?
No, I'm not. I didn't.
No.
I ran out of time. Um, the other thing is that I saw two different things that are like really good tools that you might be able to use. So in YouTube, and I don't know how long it's been there, they have in the back end of YouTube, like when you put videos up, they
Okay.
have uh, an idea, like I forgot the exact word that they use. I can't really. I'll look it on my phone so that this way I'm not interrupting our channel here. Mm-hmm. Let's see. View channel. Yeah, so they have. So it says videos, shorts, live, and then it has podcasts, playlists, posts, and then there's a like a like a courses. So
Oh.
you could make a course and put it in
Oh.
YouTube now.
Oh, I
And
like that. That's cool.
it looks like it doesn't look like it costs anything, and you can work with that like before you do like a Kajabi or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. And they also have like I forgot that what they call it, and it's not showing up on the phone because it probably have to be in studio.
Oh,
But they have where they give you ideas like what you could talk about and manage videos. Let's go to studio. Doo-doo-doo. It's called YouTube Studio. I'll switch accounts this way. This way, I won't be in the account that we're using. Maybe that's a problem.
hmm.
Ba, 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 ba. Podcast, music, live, self confidence. What the heck is that? Weird. So it just feels like all the tools of life are going to be just like handed to us now. What I mean? It's like you don't
Wow.
everything, like if something's like $25, or something like that, as opposed to the way it used to be, like thousands of dollars to do these same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, if you wanted a computer program that did anything that
yeah,
was useful, it was several $100s.
right.
Yeah, and then if you got a new computer, it was like, I don't want to go buy that. Or I can't afford to go buy that
I can't do
sometimes.
it again. I can't do it
Yeah.
again. Do you have a Mac or a PC?
I just have I don't have a Mac.
Yeah,
I just have a laptop, Windows laptop.
yeah.
Yeah.
They both have like their benefits and their not benefits. Um, so I had a PC, and then when I wanted to edit something, I was dating Craig at the time, and he's just like, "Oh, you need a Mac. If you had a Mac, it'd be so much easier." And there's a learning curve on everything. And then on top of the learning curve, I never used a Mac before. But if you
Oh,
have an iPhone, it's very similar to the iPhone. But I didn't have an iPhone then, so it was just there was more of a learning curve. And I don't. I think they're all the same now. It's like everything's capable of everything.
yeah.
Um,
My
open.
mother was a graphic designer and she said that so she used a Mac because the design software in those, I guess, was like
Back
slicing
then.
butter with a hot knife or something because she was like, well, wait a minute, I can't do this on here. I gotta go get on here. And I'm like, for the longest time, I was just like, why do you have both things? So, but yeah. And so, and I think that, and she'd do things in the school and stuff, and a lot of schools, I think, are using MacBooks and stuff like that
Yeah.
versus anything else. And so something in there must be friendly, but learning one thing, then trying to go learn something else is a little bit
Yeah, and
it can be challenging.
it can be a challenge.
Yeah.
But now with the phones, so my nephew, he's like, 30 something, upper 30s and middle 30s. I'm like, what kind of computer do you have? Because I don't have a computer. I do everything on my phone. Like, you're like, what?
Oh
Like, and
wow.
this was like a couple of years ago. He does have a work computer, but like they do not use their phone. They use their phone for everything. They have a work computer, like, but
Huh.
wild.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about that. I mean, our phones they say they're smart and we can get on the internet and we can do this and this. So I guess it makes sense that you can. And if you get a big enough memory in one, I guess you could download whatever apps you wanted
Yeah.
to.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
it's absolutely amazing that it blows my mind a lot of times how much I just remember I want to spell a word, we'll go grab the dictionary and you just go and you start searching it out until you think you found it. And if you wanted to know what something meant, go grab
Dixon.
the encyclopedia.
We have an
And reports,
encyclopedia.
these guys have AI now. We used to have to go to the library and use the card catalog.
Kind of like the
Yeah.
like the decimal system.
And if it was raining, you had to find a payphone to see if you can get somebody to pick you up. All the things that the youth of today will never know
So there was a
or never
TikTok.
experience. I guess
There
they
was
can know it.
there was a TikTok once, and they go, "What is something that like the next generation just will not even understand?" And
Oh,
I took the phone, and like when the cord got all tangled,
oh.
and you like unravel the phone cord,
Yeah.
like
Well, that was walking into the other room. You could get as far away from your parents as long as the cord was. And then I remember we would walk down the hall stretching it as far as we could. And then it would be like this, and Dad would
it,
get so
yeah,
angry because he's
they
like,
have
and then you hang it up and you leave it that way.
yeah,
That's
like
not okay. You gotta fix it.
they'll never have the understanding of like when you hang up a phone. Somebody
Or the satisfaction of hanging up
hanging
on
up on
somebody.
somebody. Right? I
Yeah,
I saw
disconnecting from somebody just isn't the same. It's like, did you
they
lose
had
your
like
connection?
a rotary phone, and then they go, here, how would you use this? And the kid is like, huh? Like, huh? Like, what the heck? What is this? How would you dial the phone number? My
It's
my
too
dad
funny.
was notorious for getting pissed off and ripping the phone out of the wall, and
Oh,
it would be like the kitchen phone. He would like take that's how he'd take his anger out. Like he wouldn't hit anybody or anything, but it was just like right? And the wire would go down the wall and like come out of like the sheetrock.
oh.
And we came from, and it's making my family sound like they're violent, but they weren't. We came from like an old English tutor that was like built like unbelievable to like a house that was built like in the 70s, like, like with like thinner, walls and whatever. And like, you just like bang into something, you would chip it, but like it's nothing like the other house, You could take the chair and like bang it into the wall. There would be no marks. It's so crazy.
Uh,
It's so nuts. I went to my old house that I grew up in. I was with my girlfriend Bobby. She runs an animal rescue, and we're like in front of my house, and I go, like at the same time she's trying to tell me her friend lives there, and I'm trying to tell her that that's my mom's my house where I grew up. And she was like, well, we have to go in then, like, and I'm just like, wow, that's really crazy. And I even remember the people that bought the house, like
mm.
7 years, something crazy like that. After they bought the house, my mother had drop ceilings, and she left her original engagement ring in the ceiling, and they found her and they gave it back to her.
Oh, what
And
nice people.
I know, right? And because my dad like worked in the next town, like, so she found him and she's like, I think this is yours. And he's like, oh my God, we can't believe, And years later, I was in therapy when I got my shoulder done, and the man, I'm like, wow, he looks really familiar, and it was him. And I told him like,
Oh, you're
that,
kidding.
yeah, I was like, that was just amazing. Like people don't do things like that. So
Yeah.
they let me in the house, and this is kind of crazy. Me and my sister were upstairs, and then there was like there was a middle floor and a basement, but the house was big, right? Like, so there was an attic, like a walk-in attic
Oh,
on that
wow.
side. And then on this side was my room, the bathroom, and Linda's room. And I would have dreams that there were more rooms. And I was like, I know there's a room, like, and it sounded like a real wacko, right? I also had dreams that the tree fell on my house, and the friggin' tree fell on
Oh,
my
that's right.
house.
But it fell on your
Right,
house.
right.
Yeah.
Different house though, but same thing. So when we went there, they still had some things that my parents had done 20 something years ago. So that was really, really weird. My father had built like a half round bar, and then the top of the bar, he made a checkerboard
Oh,
out of
cool.
tiles. And I think they put like urethane or something over it. And that was still there. And then my father's like famous move in the 70s was to put a fish tank in the wall, like in a closet, and then put a
Nice.
frame around the fish tank. And they still had that. I'm like, oh, my father's signature move.
Wow, that's so neat.
So they still had that. So we go upstairs, like, okay, the other crazy thing was me and Linda are in the newspaper business. We had like this wallpaper that was newspaper print, like, like daily whatever. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy that we had newspaper. Like, who knew we were going to own a newspaper when we get older? And we go upstairs, and she's like, oh, look at this room we found when we were doing the renovation. I go, what? She's like, yeah, there's this whole other room. We made it into like it wasn't like gigantic, but from when I was a little girl, that would have been gigantic. So
Yeah.
off the bathroom, it was like the size of like a walk-in closet would have been
Wow.
behind the behind the bathroom before Linda's room.
Wow. I wonder
So
what they used that for.
they closed it up before we got it. And Linda did have a closet like that, and then they made it into like they had like an only daughter, and they like really treated her nice. So like that whole upstairs was like her total apartment, like.
Oh,
And
wow.
they made that like a makeup like station, or like a vanity, like sitting down, like, because
Oh,
she already had the walk-in closet in the other room.
wow.
But like so many things, like you're just
Huh.
like wonder like how many other things that you thought about were like actually true. you know
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. And yeah, now it's like, yeah. I wonder if it was sealed up when your parents bought it or if they sealed it up.
oh, it was sealed up.
It
Yeah,
was
it
sealed
was
up.
definitely
Hmm.
sealed up, yeah.
So
but it
it's
was
crazy. I wonder how they found it.
because they were doing construction on the bathroom.
Oh,
I
oh.
guess they were whoever was doing the construction is like, wait a minute, this goes back further, this goes back further, this goes back further. And then they opened it up, and it was like
Wow.
literally across from like where the toilet and the sink was, and it
Huh.
went into Linda's room. It was like 4 feet
Wow.
by like 6 feet or whatever. It
Hmm.
was like the same size as her walk-in closet.
That's
It,
amazing.
it
That's
was crazy.
absolutely amazing.
It was kind of crazy, and it was
A lot of it
interesting.
crazy.
And they sold their house, and I was like, when they sold their house, I was like, oh, Dad, I should buy that house. And my father's like, you are not buying that house. Because it was at that time, it was like $555,000. I think we sold it for $55,000. He's like, you're
Oh.
not buying that house for 50, like that much more money, I'll give you this one, you know. But it's interesting. My dad was always putting things in things. And then, so there's a, I remember my father showing me in the house that he's in now that he made like a false um, frame on one of the doors. And he goes, hey, if anything ever happens to me, you take this off. And he goes, and there's like, I put stuff in there and I can't find this thing freaking anywhere. And every time I'm over their house, I'm like, one time I'm going to freaking take a crowbar and take every single piece of molding
Take all the
off,
frames off.
because I think it might be upstairs, which
Oh,
they converted it to an apartment, and that would have been like his bedroom. But I don't, I still always think that it must be up there.
huh.
I should
That's
ask
so
those people.
crazy.
Is that up there?
What was the coolest thing that your dad invented? You said he liked to invent things.
Yeah. So he invented something to do with like the bread machine in the bakery, and he didn't get credit for that. And then the FHA would board up houses, and the people would just take the wood off like every single, like it would just be like a revolving door. You'd keep having to put it up. And he invented some way that it like interlocked, and they use it to this day when they put the windows up, and
Oh,
so that
wow.
nobody could break in.
Hmm.
And so he had this is very cute, and we actually made it for him, but it was past its time. Like there's certain things that work. So he always said that like when people like worked somewhere for a really long time and they retired and whatever, they would get a pen. Like, oh, you worked here
Oh,
all these years, you got a pen. Or you
yeah.
worked here all these years, you got a watch, right? So he said, I want to start the Fuggin Pen Company. And Fuggin Pen Company, right? So
I
like,
love that.
right, right. So we're like the Fuggin Pen Company. That's what you're saying. Fuggin. Yes, I want to start the Fuggin Pen Company. So he was like 80 or something. And he's like, I want to do the Fuggin Pen Company. So I'm going to go over here for a minute. Hang on. So we did it for him. And I have a billion Fuggin pens now. So oh, it's stuck in there. So that's a plug-in.
Oh,
It says
that's cool.
plug-in pen.
And those are nice pens.
And it's a nice pen, and they come with they're like red and black. And we started like a little campaign, and Linda's uh, daughter-in-law, she's like adorable, and she's just like she put the pen in her back pocket, and she's just like, don't think you're gonna touch my fucking pen, and then, like we were leaving Penn's places and like, where's my fucking pen? But people say fuck now, so like it's past its time. And then
Yeah.
he wanted to make watches, mugs. We didn't do it, so we did register it. We did all this other stuff, and then it came around again, and I was just like, we're not gonna waste the money on it.
Mm.
And we couldn't get it to fly, and it was like, oh well, but at least we did it.
I think that's cute. I love that. Bug and pen.
So I give them to people like when I go places or something, and I tell them the story. And like if they get it, like they're like they'll send me pictures of their pen on their desk or
Oh,
my
nice.
my my one
What do you have enough that when you get your new contracts at your new job that you can
I could
you
give
can give
fucking
them a
pens away.
fucking
Yeah.
pen?
I think I have given them to people like at work and stuff. Like there was a guy that collected pens with sayings on them, and I like gave him one. He liked it. It's like you got it's a certain audience.
Yeah.
Um, so then my dad also would tell us a story. My dad was really he was really fun. Like, so he could make anything fun. So like we'd be cleaning the backyard, we'd be cleaning the pool out. You know, like when the pool gets dirty and like you have to like get it to a certain level before you
Oh,
can like shock it or whatever. So
yeah.
he all the kids would be helping and he'd be like calling like the thing that we were doing, like with the water, a jack. And I was like, oh, that's the person that does the most jacks. And and like I remember there was a squirrel that died, and our girlfriend Dawn is like, I got it. Like, and my father's like, what is she gonna become a mortuary? Like, she's like crazy. He would go, he wouldn't be around, and then he'd be around like because he worked a lot. So he'd buy like everybody in the neighborhood a sled when it snowed, like, just like
Wow.
or like buy frisbees and water game. And like it was just like fun. He bought us a tent from Sears. Like you anybody that would go camping would have loved it. It was like a 5, 6 person camp.
Wow.
And we set it up and it was in the backyard for like a year and then it got toasted because we didn't take care of it.
Oh.
Um,
So you guys like had your own fort.
yeah, we had a bar for like a gymnastic bar in my backyard until somebody
Wow.
hurt themselves. Um, we had a barrel, like we would like practice like walking on the barrels. Like it was a dangerous place, I guess, to be for a while. But my dad told us the story from when we were like very, very little, and I like think we really didn't tell my mother for a really long time. So my father wasn't in the service because he had rheumatic fever when he was younger. You totally okay from it, but when they were going through the exams, I guess he had like scarring or whatever, like just he wasn't accepted, so he wasn't drafted. And I think the time that he was in the war is like almost over anyway. But um, so he would tell us, Shh, your mother doesn't think I was in the war. I was in the Secret Service. And he goes, don't tell your mother, right?
Don't tell your mother.
Don't tell your mother. So we would go places, and everything that Get Smart did, my father did.
Oh, that's so cool.
He'd be like, he'd have like a pen, and he'd be like, all right, Schneider here, blah 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 blah, right? And he'd be like, put his pen, and he's just like, if you ever see your mother writing with that pen, make sure you take it away from her. So he was so
Oh,
much fun.
a lot of fun. Huh.
When when we were older, we bought him like a shoe phone from like a World Imports or something. And it was like a patent leather shoe that was a fun. He would do the shoe thing. Everybody and their grandmother had a nickname. There was not. I mean, it was amazing. Like some people had two nicknames, and at his uh at his wake, we cremated him, but we had like a day or two at the like the funeral parlor, and we went to church.
Hmm.
So that's like, does anybody want to say anything? And I'm like, of course, I'm going to say something at my father's wake. I mean, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I told a story about my dad used to say that you start out in the back of the funeral home, and as time goes on, you start moving up, and like then you're in the middle of the funeral home, like you're young, like you're in your 20s, your 30s, and then all of a sudden, like, it's your grandmother. Now you're in like the second row, like the parents are in the first row and you're in the second row.
Oh.
He goes, and it's a bitch when you get to the first row because you're next. So I was just like, we're in the first row now. Like this is,
Yeah.
that's
Huh.
where we are. So I told that story. And then I said, there isn't anybody that didn't know my father that didn't have a nickname. And I'm like, so my nickname was Shooter because I was playing this game and the directions were the first shooter, the second shooter. I was like the best at that game, so I was the shooter. And then everybody became Linda was like sister of the shooter, and this was like like everybody was my everybody would call so literally my high school and everything. The people that didn't call me Schneider called me Shooter, right? And we were playing basketball. Debbie Hawkins was the point guard, and they're like, "Give it to the shooter," right? Like she passes it to me, and he's like, "That's not the shooter." She goes, "Yes, it is." He's like, "What are you talking about?" Like that was fun. Um, so I said, like, I'm the shooter, right? And then I'm like, everybody had a nickname. Like I point to my friend Dean, Dean the Dream, Mad the Bear, right? And like Vanessa, like people had crazy names, Dorothy from the Yellow Brick Road, like, whatever. And then people just started standing up and saying what their nickname was,
Oh,
right? And
that's cool.
yeah, my his grandson, his step grandson goes, I'm Patch, because work with the all the programs, and you needed a patch, and I was the only one that had the patch, right? And then
Oh,
his father stands up and he goes, I'm the main man. Because when you got to get something done, you go to the main man, right? And like everybody's going around, and it was just like, oh my God, people are crying, and
oh.
and so the doctor goes like, I don't have a nickname. I go, yes, you do. I go, I know you have a nickname. He goes, well, what's my nickname? I go, you're Dr. Good Looking. So he goes, oh my God. He goes, I was? I go, yeah, you're Dr. Good Looking. He goes, well, I have known your father for many years. And I guess way back when I was good looking. And I see my stepmother going, that's Dr. Good Looking. So like punchlines to the end, it's
Oh
like,
man.
and then we go to the church. It's very serious, it's sad. And then my stepmother wasn't burying him, so like, what do? You like you take the ashes and you leave. And they put my father like in a shopping bag, and my stepmother with the church's name on it, and she's like walking out with the shopping bag. I'm like, this is just this is ironic. So then we go to the diner, and we all go to the diner, and they're like, well, we're not leaving daddy in the car. And I'm like, you think it's okay to bring human remains into the freaking into the freaking thing? And they're like, okay, whatever. And like we bring them in and we put them at the head table, and they're like, oh, do you want us to move this? We're like, no, 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 don't move daddy.
It's funny. My
Oh,
my mom, um, my dad was cremated, and my mom, he's in a big, giant, beautiful hardwood box, and it's heavy. And mom carries him
oh,
from the front room on the
I
table
love
next
that.
to his chair, and she'll take him into the bedroom when she goes to bed at night. And when she gets up, she brings him back out. And I'm like, how long are you going to keep doing this? When are you going to put him in the ground or wherever? And she's like, oh, I haven't decided that yet. She goes, but I'm not putting him in there by himself. So either she goes, if I just when
When
their
she
little dog
goes,
goes, then maybe she'll put Daddy in there because the little dog can go with him. If not, then we'll put them all in there together because
yeah,
the little dog is going in there also.
yeah.
So yeah, but I was just like, one night I was sitting there and I was like, I was watching. My mom's got um osteoporosis.
Oh,
And it doesn't help that she stoops over, to be lazy to fix the dog stuff. My mom's really, really short, and and the counters are really high in the house. And so she's like, sometimes they just don't straighten up. She just walks this way. I'm like, one of these days you're gonna fall forward. And I guess it was on one of the days where she was actually sore. And she picked up Daddy and she's like, oh, really should lose some weight. I was just sitting there and I just did not
really
expect
heavy?
that to come out of her mouth. And
It's
it was
really heavy though.
it is. It's quite heavy. Yeah. So I'm guessing
It's
it's
dense.
the urn itself because the ashes
Oh,
aren't heavy, but he's in this big, he's his box is really big. So at one time they were actually going to be in like oh, I want to call it a columbarium, but I don't know if that's only inside the church. But anyway, there's
The
this
thing, the
wall,
slider thing.
yeah, where
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
put them in the wall at the vets
The
at one of the
sleeves,
veterans
the
places.
sleeves.
Yeah, yeah. And so she was gonna, that's where they were gonna go. And then she was like, I can't take him out of town. My family is one of the fa founding families. And so,
Yeah,
it just,
feels
um,
right.
so much of it is going away, our name is not regenerating. And so mom was like, can't take him away from town. And she went over to the cemetery to go see where, because my uncle's headstone finally had come in. And she went to go look at it, and she was walking around, and the attendant came out, and he was like, Mrs. Hawkins, we created this other section for veterans, and I actually have a spot right under the flagpole
Ah,
if you would like to go see it. So he's walking her over there to the flag,
right, right,
and it literally is he's at the base of the flag. Well, nobody's there right now except for the gazillion-dollar headstone.
right, right, right.
But and as she was there, three hawks
Eh,
went over, and they actually nest in the eucalyptus trees over that like
wait a
fenced
second.
cemetery.
Hawks,
Yeah,
Hawks,
hawks. Yeah.
Hawks
And our last
in
name is Hawkins.
Hawkins,
Yeah,
Hawkins.
and
Right,
so they
that's
would, so my
in the.
dad rode bikes, his
Wow.
motorcycle, everybody called him Hawk.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
she's like, just all these bumps, just came over, and she's like, well, he's definitely not going. And I said, well, that's good because, grandma and grandpa are there, and his brother's there, and great grandma and grandpa are there. And
Yeah,
so, I mean, so it's nice that they're not going to be. So I'm really glad that she did that. And she was kind of worried because she's like, your dad just had this amazing community with all the veterans, and
yeah,
she was like, I just don't want anybody to be sad or give me grief because I decided not to go put him on the wall, in the wall, and leave him in town. And
yeah,
so I was like, that it's not their choice. And
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
she's
Whatever
asking
you
me
feel
and
good with, because
yeah, she's asking me and my brother, and it's like, he's my dad, but he's your husband. So, yeah. So it's like you get to choose.
yeah,
So, yeah. But yeah, so cool.
it's so cool. And then Marianne, has their dogs too, and they're like the couple. Like I think there's her favorite and his favorite, and they're cremated, and they have them too. And I don't know what you do with that. Like what do you, my father said after a while, he's just like, when you cremate the dog, if they have like a program where they put them somewhere, do it
Oh.
because you're gonna have all these dogs. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll have to tell you the dog story when Prince passed away once, but I freaked and I didn't want to. He passed away in our arms, and he was gone, and like I couldn't go to the vet until a certain time, and he I put him in like this little box with like satin and like this and that. And the guy that worked for me, he was drunk, but he didn't drive anywhere, and he was a salesperson. And he was really good. So as long as like, he was not ossified, we were like, okay, come to work. We don't care. Like as long as you're not driving, that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he would walk to work, and he's drunk, and he's just like, the little guy's sleeping. I'm like, no, he's not sleeping. He's dead. He's like, no, he's not. He's breathing. And then like he's like, Tom's looking at him doing this, right? And like, Tom, he's dead. He's hard like that. And I'm telling Sherry to look up, like, could we freeze dry him? Could I have him stuffed? Like
Oh.
all this crazy stuff. So my sister's son, he was like, oh my God, he must have been like 6 or 8. And he's just like, maybe a little bit more than that. He's like, can you imagine if like Aunt Debbie stuffs her dog or freeze dries her dog, and like somebody comes over and like doesn't realize like, oh, that dog never moves. Oh, he's frozen. He's freeze dried. Like I couldn't snap out of it though. Like I was
Yeah.
like not leaving this
Yeah.
dog. And then I bring him home and he's on my like coffee table and and
Get down off the table.
my business partner comes in and he's just like, oh my God. Like, he kneels down, he's praying. And they're like, Sal, Debbie's losing it. She like doesn't want to get rid of the dog, and she's gonna put it in the freezer and she's gonna get it somewhere. And he's just like, what? He's like, okay, I'll go talk to her. So it's illegal at that time. I don't know, probably still now to like bury a dog in your yard or anything like that.
Oh, I don't know. I think
No, here it
from what
is.
I heard, you just can't have more than two, I think is what it is. And if you, when you sell your house, you have to disclose that there's remains in your yard.
Yeah. So
So, yeah.
the the fact is that we weren't supposed to do that. And I had like nosy neighbors and this, that, and the other thing. And
Oh,
my boyfriend at the time, Craig, he's like, what will make you feel better? Like what we're gonna do, whatever makes you feel better. You want to freeze dry your dog? We'll get it frozen. You want to you want to stuff your dog? We'll stuff it like that. And I'm like, okay, I think I would be okay burying him. He's like, all right, we'll wait until it's really dark out and then go outside. Because I don't have a backyard. I have a parking lot in his backyard, right?
oh.
It's
So yeah, so you
he was
probably do have different
he
rules.
was like 8 pounds,
Oh,
And
so
the
he's
lady down the
little.
block, she has like 40 dogs and 30 cats. Like she's one of those hoarder people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like that's crazy. I know why there's laws like that. But
Yeah.
my God, that was
So
so
in the middle of the night, you went and buried your
I
dog?
didn't, Craig did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in this beautiful box with the like the satin, and he was a really good dog. His name was Prince Charming. He's the one that I wrote the children's book about, and
Oh,
Prince
yeah.
Charming finds a new throne.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
many ideas. I just don't.
And he was a little white dog too?
Oh yeah, I'm prejudiced. I only have little tiny white dogs. Every single dog I ever owned that was mine is a white dog, and I mean, I would have taken a Shih Tzu. I would have taken a Yorkie Talkie. I would have, but I always get little white dogs.
Yeah. Oh.
I adopt them. So they're
Yeah, I like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Well,
them.
and they're good. They're your buddies, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I just put a post on Facebook that like 10 years ago, it was like this is then and this is that. She looks exactly the same, like
Oh, really? Huh.
a little chubbier.
A
It's
little,
just maybe
little
a little
chubby.
further
Might be
away.
turning into an ottoman these days,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Maybe I'll stuff her. Okay, we got some messages from Julie.
Mm.
Let's
Is she
see.
telling us that it's at the top of the hour because she's
Yeah,
not?
yeah. Let's see. All right, I just want to. Uh, she has a show idea, which is great, and we could do whatever the show is. Awesome. So everybody, it's the top of the hour. We are not having an after show tonight because Debbie's going to try to get some sleep. Tomorrow night we are going to be starting at 11 instead of 12
Okay.
because it's the first, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
tomorrow is the first. Yep.
Tomorrow's the first, so we're going to just move it back an hour, and that's the deal. I'm glad that you spent time with me. I appreciate it, and all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It was fun visit today.
It was a fun visit, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish my book. I'm like literally gonna like finish it before the end of the week, and then I'm just gonna like publish it, and then just so it's done.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now that you got mom's ring on you, you got extra. Yeah. You called
Gorgeous.
down those powers gigantically. Yeah. That's so nice.
Let's see. It's the Aquarius, and she's got like
It's
a
got
bucket of
rubies,
wood. Yeah, it's
rubies
a
and
diamond.
diamonds. Yeah.
That's
Pretty. Hmm.
yeah. She had very unique jewelry. Linda
Yeah.
didn't really want any of it, so
Yeah. Well, that's cool. It's
yeah.
nice that you don't have to have a knockdown, drag out fight with your only sister.
Yeah. Oh, Linda's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, you gave
that's
her the
cool.
house. Okay, I don't care. Like, she's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Yay!
Well, thank you. Oh, it's an angel number. It's 1111. What a perfect time to leave.
Yay!
So
And
goodbye.
it's 111 here.
Oh,
So how
yeah.
many 11s is that?
I
One,
have
two, three, four.
11,
That's
11,
seven.
that's three, and then 1111, that's four. So that's
And I
seven,
have three.
711. It's
7-11.
7-1. So yeah.
Goodbye, Susan.
Good night.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.